traffic in that area. Give yourself more travel time again this morning. It's still very icy out there. The on and off ramps, the bridge decks, and the hills are especially troublesome. And if you see something in your way, pass it on. We love the calls. 403-291-0066. Traffic is brought to you by GSL Cadillac. It's back. Lease the 2021 Cadillac XT5 Premium Luxury all-wheel drive for $595 per month for 48 months only at GSL Cadillac. Now the weather forecast. Here's meteorologist Michael Coops.
The good news is it's a little warmer this morning. The bad news, it's snowing lightly. We have some flurries around the area. Could pick up a centimeter. A 2 might be pushing it, but we're going to be in that range. Some flurries, a dusting to a centimeter or so. Temperature to minus 19 degrees. Drops down to minus 5 through the overnight. Tomorrow it's mainly cloudy with a few on-off flurries and a high of minus 20. Should get up to about minus 15 or minus 16 with some sunshine on Sunday. Currently at the airport it's minus 21, but it feels minus 32. Downtown a few flurries and minus 22. The afternoon high to minus 19.
This hour of the news brought to you by Calypso IT Solutions. Better IT, better business. Visit CALITSO.com.
660 News Time, 7:33.
It is Fort McMurray's medical dispatch, Donnybrook. The municipality has turned away from the province's centralized EMS dispatch system.
And in return, the province filing an injunction. 660 State Kaiser's live the story. Safe. It seems this one's ending up in the courtroom.
Mike, counsel for the Fort Mac area says it's been ignored by the province when they've asked for evidence for switching AHS dispatch from municipal to provincial control. So they're simply going to take back their emergency calls. On noon yesterday, they stopped transferring calls to provincial central dispatch, saying it's already been a huge improvement. The 10 councillors said a central dispatch is dangerous and they'd rather be fired rather than contribute to it. Meantime, Alberta Health and Health Services have filed a joint injunction against the municipality, saying not transferring 911 calls to that central dispatch could negatively affect patient care, adding they've looked into every single raised concern and couldn't find any instances where response times were delayed. Lethbridge, Red Deer, and Calgary have all been disputing the new AHS dispatch, and some of those municipalities could now follow in Fort Mac area's footsteps. Reporting live, I'm Dave Kaiser.
Alberta is suspending the Calgary Airport's COVID testing pilot program because of the new federal travel restrictions.
The federal government requirement means all travelers arriving at the airport from outside of Canada will need to take a COVID-19 test at the border and quarantine at a designated hotel. Alberta's Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Dina Hinchas, says in light of these changes, the province will suspend its border pilot program at the Calgary Airport.
This means that all air travelers arriving to Alberta from outside of Canada will need to comply with the mandatory federal testing requirements and 14-day quarantine period at that time.
In China, the pilot project will remain in place at the Coos-Plan border crossing until federal officials make a decision on whether additional restrictions are needed at the crossing. Since the program came into effect in November, the province has been able to test more than 49,000 returning travelers as soon as they arrive. I'm Jeff Slack. 351 new cases yesterday of the COVID variant strain. There are less than 400 people, though, in hospital right now. And Dr. Dina Hinshaw says that doesn't mean we're allowed to move on to the next step of reopening.
There are still as many people in hospital today as there were on November 23rd. This is a reminder that we must keep this downward trend occurring.
5,500 active cases in the province as we head into the weekend.
Yesterday, Manitoba announced a signed deal with Calgary-based company Providence for 2 million doses of the vaccine. Premier Jason Kenney says the federal government can't be counted on, and Alberta is also looking at ways to get the shot locally.
Which is why we've been in discussions with Providence. There's another company in Alberta that is at phase 1 trials, and a couple of other projects in Canada that have some potential as well.
He says he's also been working with the other premiers in Canada to do so. The production through Providence would still need Health Canada approval.
Canadians seem to have very little faith the feds will roll out shots for the rest of us by September as promised. Only 1 in 3 think that they'll see a needle by fall. Angus Reid says 59% of respondents are giving the Trudeau Liberals a failing grade on the vaccine rollout.
One of 2 teenagers charged with first-degree murder in the hit-and-run death of a Calgary police officer is scheduled to appear in court for a bail hearing today. Police allege the 19-year-old was a passenger in an SUV that struck and dragged Sergeant Andrew Harnett through a New Year's Eve traffic stop. A youth court judge has already denied bail to the SUV's alleged driver, who was 17 at the time.
Remember earlier in the week we told you things were going to warm up later in the week? Well, now it's later in the week. It's not really warming up, but the forecast is changing again. It's going to warm up on Tuesday, later next week.
Sake.
Yeah. Anyway, out of the school bus situation, Foothills School Division says no buses today, but schools are open. Rocky View School District and Chinook's Edge back to normal. Both buses and classrooms ready to roll this morning.
The world's longest hockey game was held in Sherwood Park this week, despite that cold. Founder Brent Sake says the cold weather made it a challenge.
You can always kind of try to dress for cold. We played this game in +5 and +10, and it's impossible. It's just horrible. But when you say you can dress for cold, we didn't really expect or have ever done to dress for cold for the entire time.
Yeah, it hovered between about -25 and -30 all week, and it's not supposed to warm up through the weekend. We're playing until Monday. The money, though, goes to cancer research.
The Red Deer Rebels of the Western Hockey League are ready to do what it takes to play hockey.
The Western Hockey League announced it would start a 26-game season in a couple of weeks, and the Red Deer Rebels are making sure they're going to stay as safe as possible, tweeting out a picture of a bed inside one of the private boxes inside the arena. Yeah, the team is going to sleep at the arena for the whole shortened season instead of staying with billet families. Now, they're not just sleeping there, they aren't leaving the arena. Classrooms have been set up, lounges with TVs and video games, basketball nets, ping pong tables, and they're going to live off cold pizza and hot dogs on those metal rollers. Okay, I made that last part up. But the team says the players are excited to live out the dream of sleeping at the rink. Bunch of 16-year-olds alone in the arena. What could go wrong? I'm Jeff Rahoman.
It is a song so bad but so oft repeated, it has become a classic. 10 years ago, 13-year-old Rebecca Black released this smash hit. Heavily auto-tuned, it went heavily viral, dubbed the worst song ever. Don't lie, you've been singing it for the last decade. Well, we are in an age of remakes, and in honor of the video's 10th anniversary, a new remix version is out. We're not sure if it's better. Enjoy. It certainly sounds more futuristic. Sorry. 6:60 news time, 7:41, minute away from traffic and weather together on the one.
IT support.
Hey, I'm having some computer issues.
You need to create a ticket.
Tickets take days. This should just be a quick fix.
Sorry, I just answered the phone. I need to enter a ticket.
But it's just...
Ticket. Put an end to slow service and other IT issues with Calypso's 24/7 service desk. Calypso is the fastest and most responsive managed IT service provider in Calgary. Get better IT support for less than what you're paying today with Calypso. Calypso. CALITSO.com.
With Rogers for Business, you can always expect more. That's what Wade Sparks, the CEO of Riley's Enterprise Solutions, learned when he joined other Calgary businesses who rely on fiber services.
Everything Rogers has done has been so seamless. It just makes life so much simpler.
And with 24/7 technical support, we can make life simpler for your business too. Rogers for Business Fiber Services, now available near you. Visit rogers.com/Calgary Business or call 1-833-ROGERS-3 to learn more.
6:60 news time, 7:41. Traffic and weather together on the ones. Over to Tanya in the traffic center. We have good news in the southeast. We're seeing volume improve on Deerfoot southbound just after Pagan Trail. A caller reporting that the incident that was there blocking two left-hand lanes has moved on, and volume that was backed up to block the 17th Avenue is in recovery now. However, we've got a new incident. Deerfoot Trail northbound approaching Glenmore Trail. Slowed down here with it's not clear which lanes are blocked, but we're seeing volume stack back up towards South Land Drive and pretty quickly actually. If you do see what's going on and specifically which lane is blocked, I would love to hear from you. So a recovery on southbound Deerfoot Trail approaching the Cap Road Bridge, but new volume slowing northbound Deerfoot Trail approaching Glenmore. In the northwest, got a crash cleanup on Stony Trail westbound just after Deerfoot. Right-hand lane is blocked here. Emerge cruiser on scene. Squeeze left to get by. Volume is not terrible, but definitely sluggish as you use that left-hand lane to get by.
being pulled lower for a second day by Canopy Growth, down $2.49.50. We're looking at a number of the other cannabis producers down sharply in the early going, as Aurora Cannabis is down 10%, reporting a loss for its latest quarter. Aphria down by 10%, Organigram down by 8%. Air Canada is up, despite reporting a record-breaking loss for the last year of $4.6 billion. Air Canada up by 4.25%. In the early trade, the Dow is down 31 points. NASDAQ pulling back from a record, down 55 points. Oil down 17 cents at 58.06. Gold is down $10 at 18.16. Our dollar down a quarter cent, 78.44. In the business center, I'm Mike Upper.
660 News Time, 7:44. 1 minute away from a look at our headlines.
We're all rethinking risk these days. Your investments should be no exception. A financial advisor can help you build a resilient portfolio. Learn more at dynamic.ca/advice. Mondays on City TV, allow us to introduce you to your brand new bachelor, Matt James.
Cheers to falling in love.
Matt is a delicious man.
Matt